welcome to the VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner on Thursday, the 12th of June. And I'm down in Cornwall for the Cornish Mining Conference. So I'm going to be wandering around, chatting to various people and seeing what I can stir up. But Ollie, you're up in London, bad luck.
Yeah, left Cornwall just at the wrong time.
Yeah, I know you've been down there. You didn't have great weather, did you? But there you go. Anyway, right, you've got a few things, and there is actually one Cornish thing as well. Why don't you kick off? I think you want to talk about, first of all, myriad uranium.
Yes, they have had their last set of chemical assays published. So that takes them up to the full 34 boreholes that were drilled late last year. These were the final 6. I won't go into details of each of them as they've been presented as all 34, and I can't remember off the top of my head which of the last 6, as they weren't done in order. The key results of the program overall, though, is that this has shown that the original historic data that Myriad used to plan the drill program was very conservative in terms of the grades, and generally these have been between 20 and 60% higher than that historical data. So while it's been really useful for determining where the uranium mineralization is and where to drill, this new program, and with the benefit of more modern measuring techniques, has been able to show a significant uplift in uranium grades, which means that we'll be looking towards the higher end of the volume figures in terms of contained uranium as and when Myriad's able to publish a resource. They also did some drilling to depth. Typically, Union Pacific Railroad, when they only drilled to about 200 meters deep. Myriad did a few holes significantly below that, one of which was reported today that went to 475 meters, and towards, in the last sort of 20 or 30 meters of that hole, they hit about half a meter of 833 ppm uranium, which, although not a stellar grade, is good for the area and the wider region in Wyoming, but is also significantly higher than the indicative result from the handheld measurements taken at the time of drilling at 344 ppm. But it also shows that drilling at depth is very much worthwhile, and only a couple of the 34 drill holes tested at depth, so something to follow up for sure. Company has 50 holes that it can still drill in this part of the license area, so plenty more work that can be done without further drilling, but overall a very successful first drill campaign for Myriad.
Yeah, and we obviously like Myriad a lot, because if you're going to play uranium, why not have it where it's also in the United States with all the issues going on at the moment? That's got to be an interesting project. So one that we do like. I'll just quickly, briefly mention, Ollie, I'm down here in Cornwall, obviously. A nice announcement out of Cornish Metals this morning. They've actually got a huge grant. It's just under £4.2 million from the Cornwall and Isles of Scilly Good Growth Programme, which is part of the government's Shared Prosperity Fund. That's a serious sized grant. So well done them. I mean, the one thing I'm hoping to actually catch Don, the CEO, at the conference today. South Crofty is going to come back into production. There's no question doubt about it now. There is a bit more fundraising to be done, but I mean, that's all good news. And it may need debt, I suspect, on the balance, but I'm trying to find out more on that. This is going to happen, and at the current sort of tin prices, this will make a lot of money. The issue, obviously, with the share price is you've got this Lassonde curve effect, but actually, I would ignore that right now. I'm a buyer of Cornish Metals, because it's going to go back into production. and it'll be very exciting for the whole of Cornwall and the southwest of England. Actually, I think it'll drag everything along with it. So well done them, and I'll maybe catch them later. Back to you, though, Ollie.
No, that is incoming. It's probably one of the bigger grants we've seen for mining. So
Definitely,
yeah, impressive. There was an announcement out yesterday from Elemental Altus Royalties, which is actually a UK-based management team, but they chose to list it on the TSX a couple of years ago. La Mancha had been a key early backer, and they announced yesterday that they had sold their 31.9% stake in the company. Interestingly, that is to Tether Investments, which is obviously better known for its crypto exchange business and investing the profits of that into mining royalty companies, which is quite a change. I think they present themselves as being positive on gold, but entering into sort of leveraged mining investments, which royalties and the miners are, should bring in perhaps different types of investors on their coattails into the sector, which could be pretty exciting.
Good. Well, it's all positive news today, isn't it? That's excellent. All right, let's call it a day there. I better get off to this conference, and I think you'll be with David tomorrow. Thanks.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.